Hi everyone, my name is Mariana Wilson. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to the channel, it's awesome that you found us. So glad to have you here. If you are a repeat viewer, welcome back. This is part 2 of Sherlock Holmes The Awakened 2008 version, which is the remastered version. If you are looking for the remake, which came out in 2023. This is not it. You need to look for something else. I do not have that version, so I have not played it yet. I am doing a playthrough of the older games. So started with the second game in the series, which is the Silver Earring. Those videos, I think I did it in 2 parts, came out just before this one. So if you want to watch my playthroughs in order, watch the Silver Earring first, then watch this, Sherlock Holmes The Awakened. Like I said, this is part 2. So last time we played for roughly 3.5 hours. So we'll see how far we get with it this time. So we started off in London, then we went to Switzerland. Now we are going to New Orleans. Yes, we want to load. Now this game had some great music. Unfortunately, we're not going to hear any of it. I'm a little worried about copyright violation. So I went ahead and I will go into options. I noticed in my last video it sounded like the voice volume should go up a bit. Yeah. Just compared to everything else, I felt like the dialogue came through a little low. Accept. Yes. Okay. Now let's take a look at our map. So we're here at the Port District. It doesn't really have any information. Commercial port. Can we go in here? We can, okay. Traders. Puppy dog. Whoa! That is not a happy dog. That actually startled my own dog. Okay, well. Okay. Nope, can't talk to them. I have a feeling I'm just going to kick that dog off more bit there. It's a bank, right? We need money. Thing we need to do.
One more step, and your brains will be about as useful as gator bait.
The continent welcomes us with such hospitality, doesn't it?
Beg pardon, my good man. Is the bank closed for some time?
As long as it takes Mr. Blackman to come back from Baton Rouge with more dollars.
Who were robbed?
Not hardly. We had a jewel sale.
When might one expect Mr. Blackman to return?
He likely could come back most any day, but he'll be gone 3 days at the least.
Is there anyone else who could shed some light on this transaction? You see, we have come from Europe and are interested in a particular set of precious stones. It may well prove to be this same set your bank sold recently.
I ain't talking, and I don't know nothing about it anyhow.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, money. Bills of exchange or money? Which should we use? Let's try this one.
There is one feller, goes by the name of Champagne. He's Cajun. He knows everything that goes on around these parts. You can most likely find him near a pile of planks at the end of the pier.
Everything has its price in America, isn't that what they say?
Okay. Disappear. We have to go through this then. Okay. Door. Not this one. This one? Okay. Across the courtyard. Past the covered past the covered wagon. Through another warehouse. I am using a walkthrough around aimlessly forever. Not that I wouldn't find it eventually. Okay. Our map has been updated. Pub, Port District. Yeah, there's not a lot of difference between a pub and a saloon. Door. Link walkway over the bayou.
With open arms, Watson?
Napoleon, Lafayette. Don't mind the dogs. They just don't take to the smell of gentle folks, especially foreign ones. So what can old Champagne do for you? How's about some planks for your boat? Or maybe a ride in Gator's Bath?
Some other time, perhaps. People say that you know everything that occurs in this area.
Maybe so. Don't care much what them people say. What you want to know?
We are particularly interested in a recent transaction in precious stones. No doubt you are familiar with these events.
For sure that's true. Now that you say it, I reckon I heard of some swap for jewels. I would help you out, but my poor brains like to train with no cold. What you want me to do? Now there's a bottle of some champagne or this and that. Old Champagne will have a thing or two to say to you.
Money's getting low.
Speaking of that, it come to me true. Was a week ago, maybe two. A butler working for a rich man made himself a jewel trade to honor and co. Looks like business to be done fast and with a quiet way. By my foot, the truth is here now.
The name of the employer of this silent partner?
He go by the name Arneson. He from far up the bayou to the east. He got some crazy notions, Atten. They must be all like that where he come from.
No doubt. One other matter. During the last few days, have you noticed any strange ship movements, especially regarding those taking leave of port late at night?
You did right by old Champagne, so I tell you true. 5 days ago, a ship, she weighed anchor in the middle of the night. She took sail right after a mess of folks brought a lot of boats to meet her and charged on board. These all came from the swamps. Could be toting contraband. Anyway, left for the old world for sure. Old Champagne keeps to his own self. No reason to know nothing more. And advice to you, stay clear. Those that sticks their nose where it don't belong end up feeding the gators round these parts.
We shall consider ourselves duly warned. Good day.
And if you wants to go for a ride in the bayou or something else, old Champagne treats you right. I take dollars, bottles of you know what, right?
Yeah, that all checks out. Okay. Now we're going to go back to the saloon. Correct door. I don't just want to get into this place. Hmm. Maybe I need to be in third person mode? Actually, maybe I needed to walk to it. Hold on. That's yeah, I don't know.
Holmes, our bag! Thief! Stop! Thief!
Wait a minute. How does this work? Oops. Wait a minute. Oh, okay.
Stop!
There he is.
Nope. So what is the deal here? On the upper part. Oh, okay. That's a puppy.
It would be better to turn back.
That had to have come down here. All the steps. Was it? Okay. Hmm. That hanging over the water. Whoa, that's trippy. Oh, come on, dude. Must you?
He's there!
At least this is not timed. Okay, ramp over the other side or walk on to the left. And Holmes is left. Okay, where'd the little shit go? There. Dude, you are really starting to irritate me. Just make sure to click the ladder at the end to climb. Well, that worked.
Stop!
Let's see. To the building, hallway, closed doors. Apparently we're listening to him. The thief is behind Holmes. Destructive little shit, isn't he? On this. God, those horribly rendered pages from earlier really did come from Ubisoft. Apparently they loaned Holmes some of their Assassin's Creed shit. This what I'm supposed to... Oh, nope, I can't get into that, so must be this. The rollers. Up to the left. Okay, this. Oh, ladder. Around and jump all the way down. Crates. Well, I don't think I want to get stuck in that. So which set of stairs? No. No, this is what I want, okay. Stairs on the other side of the blades and click the doorway to jump down. It's fascinating. Past the sleeping man and go through the door in the Really? Walk forward until a cutscene occurs.
Stop right there, you two. Not a move.
But the thief, he is going to...
Thief? What thief? All I see are two foreigners tearing up my wharf, making a lot of noise. I expect you have some sort of papers proving who you are and what business you have in my parish. I assume you have proof you're here legally.
What? Of course we have papers in our bag. But that villain, he... Well, upon my word, you allowed him to make off with our bag.
What are you insinuating, sir? Are you trying to offend me?
Gentlemen, look here. Calm down, Watson.
But can't you see that...
Watson? See, you are Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson.
Please, spare us the pretense. You know very well who we are.
And a clever fella in the bargain. Listen to me and listen up good, Mr. Holmes and
Stop
Dr.
waving
Watson.
that gun around, idiot.
You will leave tomorrow morning for Europe on the same ship that brought you here. No need to offload your bags. Just turn around and get back on board. Nothing good will come your way if you ignore my advice. Oh, and one more thing. Without proper papers, you're nothing more than outlaws here in New Orleans. And outlaws end up as gator bait in my parish.
With open arms, was it, Watson?
Holmes, enough.
It seems they were warned of our arrival and waiting for us. Let's find the wealthy side of the city and the house of this Anderson. Come, Watson, time is not our friend. Watson, let's pay a visit to this Anderson.
See, we still have our bag. We don't have any money or exchange papers left, but we have our bag. French district. The gate with the woman standing in front of it. Thing. She seemed like she was limping. Okay.
Ah, Watson, it seems we have arrived at the place. Look there, on the iron door.
Looks like no one is here, Holmes.
It's a pity, Watson. This is our only lead.
She definitely seems like she's limping.
Good morning, miss. Please don't be alarmed. We won't harm you, my dear. What is your name?
Eula, sir.
Lovely. When we arrived here, you were looking through this gate. This is the residence of Mr. Arnson, isn't it? Do you know him?
Yes, sir.
Do you know if he is at home?
Don't rightly know, sir.
Watson.
Come now, don't distress yourself like this. Why all these tears?
Because of my little brother, Davy. He serves with Mr. Arneson, and been more than 5 days since I heard from him.
Perhaps he went on a trip with Mr. Arnson.
No, sir. Tain't likely. I serves at the Gallagher's just the other side of the road. If they had left, I would have seen them. Something bad has happened. I can feel it.
But if you were so near, surely your brother would have cried out for help if there had been any real danger.
No, sir. Davy, he ain't like you and me. He's right smart in some ways, but Davy can't talk. Not a word. Besides, most evenings, we visits and sees each other across the stable door. It been more than 5 days since he been there. Oh, sir, I be mighty scared. Something has happened to him. I just knows it.
Miss, take us to this stable. Watson, I think this place is indeed isolated, and therefore quite vulnerable.
There it be. I'm gonna go wait on the road. That way, if my mistress calls for me, I can hear.
Okay. So now we are going to knife the door.
Bravo, Holmes!
Through the door. Where's the horse?
Holmes, this horse is dying of thirst. Poor animal.
He has had no water for these past 5 days, Watson.
Unbearable.
Okay, getting the horsey some water, I think.
This should prove useful.
Okay, so we picked up the nails with the gate doors behind the carriage. Right.
hope this gate is not locked, because it appears quite formidable. Open!
Indeed open. Round to the front of the house. Try the front door.
Observe, Watson, these beautiful, well-tended flowers. Someone must care for them.
Try the front door.
Closed, tight.
Front door is locked. Go around to the back side of the house. Raccoon.
Look, Holmes, a raccoon. Come here, you little rascal.
No, Watson, you
They
don't.
won't allow us too close, Watson, though the little imps are rather inquisitive by nature.
Just the flowers. That makes sense.
Another footstep. The hunt is on, Watson. Blood. However, given the small amount, the wound should be superficial. Wait, this is interesting. There's a trace of mud here. Some footsteps or marks, not clear enough to make out. Let's see if there are others.
Okay.
Closed, tight.
That door is locked. That one was not. Kept saying something about picking flowers. She didn't mean from this side? Quite possibly. I hate it when walkthroughs aren't clear about this sort of thing.
This should
Yes.
prove useful. This should prove useful. This should prove useful.
Okay. One of each kind of flower along the way. Peruvian lily, bluebell, and lily. None of those are bluebells. I'm sorry, I'm from Texas. Bluebells are the flower of my state. I know what bluebells look like. Then there was metal rod. Grab one of these. Ink.
This should prove useful.
Yes. And follow the blood trail down the garden path away from the house.
Footsteps. Let's see.
More blood.
Watson, regard the traces in the soil. A body was dragged here recently. Undoubtedly, it was a man of great size. More traces of mud. A person wearing shoes thick with fresh mud entered the garden by this gate. They entered the house and then returned, dragging a body back along the way. This erased some signs of their former movements, but not entirely. Fortunately, I have a particular talent for tracing footsteps, a neglected art indeed.
Okay, so we found several elements which indicated that a person whose footwear was spattered with fresh muck entered the garden by the small gate, proceeded to the house entrance, then dragged a body back into the opposite direction and attempted to hide his traces. However, he did not dispose of all of the muck and also left several light traces of blood. Okay. Continue forward, move forward.
Ah, Holmes! There are thousands of these mosquitoes.
We
Welcome
must
to
turn
the
back,
south.
Watson, or we shall be devoured.
Oh, come on. You can't handle a few mosquitoes? They're not even that bad in Louisiana compared to Texas. They're always bigger in Texas. Freaking pampered northerners. Okay. So now we go into the house. Let's see. Enter the back door that the trail leads from.
What a wretched smell, Holmes.
Quite wretched, Watson. It is the foul stench of death.
Oh, somebody's dead here. That's, well, go figure.
Blood!
Yes, Holmes, we know. Are we going to actually properly investigate the blood, or are we just going to talk about it?
Blood!
We're just going to talk about it. Got it. Okay. Nothing on the other side of this door? Nope. Supposed to follow the footprints. Down the hall and enter the kitchen through the door, just in front of the back door. Not sure which it means. Not that room. That's dining room. We'll get back to that. Yep, still the wrong room. Watson, would you get out of the way?
Closed. Tight.
Close tight. Is the kitchen? This is the kitchen. Why did I have to go down the hallway to get to it? Oh, that's nasty.
Watson, hold the basin. I think you know what to do with it.
No, not really. Oh, use it on the water fountain to fill it. And give it to the horse. Yep, we're getting the horse water. Take care of the living first and all that.
Perfect.
Here you go, poor baby.
Easy now, fellow. Drink up.
Laying on a hammer,
What could
that's
this be doing here?
darned uncomfortable. Horse doesn't seem hurt. Good. Okay. Took the hammer. The way the camera works in yes, okay. The way the camera works in first person mode makes me dizzy. It gives me a headache and makes me dizzy. Just need a second to process that. Okay, we're good.
Here you are, Watson.
Okay, we did that. Return to the kitchen. Leave the kitchen through the door we came in. Turn to the left to find the footprints in front of the stairs. Nice. You too much being here.
What's this? Someone placed their hand near this footstep. Judging by the size of the fingers, it seems to be a youth. Why would they lean down here? Of course, to pick something up.
Anything else? Just the footprints then, I guess. Or just the fingerprints, rather.
I cannot budge the handle. They must have lodged something behind it to hold fast the door. Shh, Watson, listen. Whoever you are, open up. We mean you no harm. Open the door for God's sake. It's a matter of life or death.
This is useless, Holmes.
Watson, your sensibility is appreciated. We shall come back later.
Okay, so we can't open that door. Sounds on the floor. Try to open the door. Examine the corpse's hands. Okay.
Watson, what do you make of this?
What a horrific sight. It has lain here for at least a week.
On the contrary, Watson, once again you see but fail to observe. The warmth of the local climate and the exceptional humidity undoubtedly sped up the rate of decomposition. Based upon my calculations, the body has been here for 5 days.
Which, and this is where I'm going to take exception to the writing for this. Up until now, I've been relatively okay with it. But the writing for the Silver Earring and for this one, while it is not uncommon in the original stories for Holmes to zinger Watson a bit for different things, Watson is not stupid. He was an army doctor, and then he had a private practice when he left the army. He's very well trained. He is not an idiot. He is well aware of the effects of humidity and heat on a dead body. He would have taken that into account. He wouldn't have just arbitrarily said, oh, the body has been here for at least a week. I mean, he would have actually got down, examined the body, and gone, given the heat and humidity, this person has probably been here for 5 days. That's what Watson would have actually done. And Holmes would have just agreed with that. I understand the temptation to, at any given point, just make Watson stupid. But this is not a stupid character. Yeah, it just, little things like that just about the games do irritate me. I want to be, this is not necessarily a review video. This is just a playthrough. It's just for fun. So this is not a tutorial. This is not a walkthrough. This is not a review video. But just, if I didn't voice my honest opinion about that aspect of these games, like, I think I would be doing a disservice to anyone watching them. There's a lot of good writing in the games. I freely admit that. There's a lot of good writing. I do enjoy these games a lot. But as a longtime Sherlock Holmes fan, I find the treatment of Watson in a lot of Sherlock Holmes media, whether it's the various TV shows, movies, or games, I find it to be overly insulting to the character. Yes, Conan Doyle wrote Watson as being a little naive, and nowhere near the same perception level. I don't want to say intelligence necessarily because, again, he's not stupid, but nowhere near the same perception level as Holmes. That doesn't mean the man's dumb or dim-witted. Watson is far from dim-witted. And I think the treating him as stupid in order to make Holmes look smarter does a disservice to the character. I think it does a disservice to both of them. Anytime you try to tear someone down to make yourself or someone else look smarter or better, you're doing a disservice to both people, and in this case, both characters. I think that's true for any reason. So I'm going to get off my soapbox, and now that I've had my little rant, and we'll actually examine the body. Okay. So we're going to look at... use my magnifying glass on the dark.
Let's examine the hands. They are calloused, with traces of dirt under the nails. This would be the gardener, no doubt.
Supposed to look at both hands or just the one? Not examining the wound. You take the bottle of champagne from the liquor cabinet. Where's the liquor cabinet? Over here. That for later, I guess.
Champagne. Maybe this will satisfy that old man of the same name.
Okay. Examine a large picture of Arne's bear. Watson, you're kind of in my way.
Papers were burned, and great care was taken to destroy everything of any value to our case. We will find nothing further in this place.
Oh, this.
This must be Arnson. He appears fond of cigars.
Paper, examine the candlestick on the floor near the broken dishes. Okay, over here.
Blood!
Okay, this guy was whacked over the head with a candlestick. Got it. Ashtray on the table.
Interesting. The person who sat here was fond of cigars. Interesting. The person who...
Okay, got that. A chair that has been knocked over.
They killed the man who was sitting there, and the trail of blood begins here. So this would be the body they dragged through the gate.
Okay. Bright red spot on the wall near the fireplace? What? The wall near... Hold on. Reread that. Examine the bright red spot on the wall near the floor and the doorway to the right of the fireplace. Oh, here. Oh, let's start.
The person was struck with a sharp object as they entered. You can see the trail of blood that continues past the staircase.
Okay. Go upstairs. Tons of interesting confusion. Upstairs. Enter the first room at the top. Again, Watson, you're in the bubble. There's little bit of something to that 6 feet of distance. I don't think it actually stops the spread of anything, but there is such a thing as a personal bubble. Watson's getting all first. Note, dear Mr. Arnson, it was a rare pleasure to encounter your extraordinary altruistic attitude towards your employee, young Davy. Few would have made the effort to discover the truth of his affliction, and most would have discharged this boy from their services without hesitation. It is fortunate that Dr. Callahan, who has expertise in these matters, is also your neighbor. Without his intervention, it is doubtful we would have been introduced, and then you would not have had the answers about this young man that you have been seeking. First, I will tell you that Davy's problems are psychological rather than physical. As you have already noticed, he hears and understands perfectly well. Medical examination also revealed that his vocal organs are unimpaired. The final diagnosis is that a psychological trauma or mental blockage is what prevents him from speaking. As for your anecdote concerning the coins and discovery of the incredible talent that this young man seems to have for figures, it reminds me of similar child prodigy cases. I have requested their files from my colleagues and hope to learn more. All I can say now is that your employee has a phenomenal memory for figures and that an adapted teaching program could enable him to exploit this talent further and benefit his community. Best regards, Dr. L. LaCour. I'm not entirely certain of how to pronounce his name. I was not how to write that form of cursive as a child. Because of that, I occasionally have difficulty reading it. Okay. Note on the table. Go to the bookcase, examine 2 books. Fantastic Hunt, Fauna and Flora of Louisiana. Okay. Okay, we got a nice little Monty Python reference here. This is why I love most of the writing in these games. Or much more, of course, if it is an African swallow. But our most disturbing tale about wild creatures of the marshes and swamps comes from Louisiana, near the city of New Orleans. Frightening events have plagued this region in recent history. At the time this book was put to press, rumors about mysterious disappearances, discoveries of mutilated bodies, and a fearsome beast of the swamps continue to haunt the poorer quarters and the dockyards of this city. Our story begins 15 years ago when a noted citizen of New Orleans contacted a world-renowned hunter known as Ward. This gentleman, who wishes to remain anonymous, retained Ward to track and kill a beast that was terrorizing his workers. These freedmen worked in his fishery and lived in the infamous wooden shacks built along the outer banks of the swamp. Over the last year or more, there were mounting numbers of unexplained disappearances and deaths, which happened with alarming regularity, particularly at the high tides. His men reported finding the mutilated and half-eaten bodies of men floating out from the swamp, and even more alarming, young women had also been mysteriously disappearing. At first, he appealed to the local authorities, but was met with indifference. They blamed these incidents on his own hired men who lived beside the swamp. The local constabularies reasoned that these people originated in Africa, where sacrificial rites involving young virgins were common. Not necessarily. Depends on what part of Africa. As for the fate of the men found dead, they argued this was most certainly the work of alligators, which filled the swamps. There are a lot of alligators in Louisiana. Uh, they will eat people. They will half eat people. That's not uncommon. Our good citizen thought this highly unlikely as the area was teeming with game. This is true. They will go for the normal game over humans. He knew from personal experience that alligators rarely attack humans. Not necessarily, depends on the human. When fish and natural food are readily available. He also rejected the notion that sacrificial rites were involved. Had that been the case, his men would not have asked for his help and could have handled the matter themselves. Ward was told the workers usually disappeared while dredging for crayfish. As far as was known, 12 girls had disappeared recently, and no less than 7 young men had been found dead. The workers now refused to enter the swamp, even to withdraw their gear. Adding to the tension were rumors of a grotesque and scaly silhouette seen by a fisherman in the distant fog. Ward was offered a large sum to hunt down the presumed beast and return with it to the man's hired workers so that they could return to fishing for crayfish and forget about their complaints. Ward accepted the commission, cleaned his weapon, and hired a local guide who knew the swamp. They left on a boat that very same day. For the next 2 weeks, they searched the swamp, leaving early in the morning and coming back late at night. One evening, Ward came back anxious and excited. He said they discovered a trail deep in the swamp. He and his guide heard something that initially sounded like singing, but in dreadful, guttural, and discordant voices. Ward explained that it might have been the mating call of a bull alligator or some other large reptile. He promised to go there first thing in the morning and return with its head. They left at dawn, and later gunshots were heard from the depths of the swamp. The evening came and went with no sign of Ward or his guide, nor were they seen the next day or into the next weeks. However, the strange disappearances and deaths ended. People speculated that Ward, his guide, and the beast had killed each other in some ferocious battle. Then, some months later, an extraordinary thing occurred. A fisherman discovered what appeared to be a white man caught in quicksand. The man, upon discovery, shouted with panic and attempted to escape. The fisherman was forced to stun him with an oar in order to bring him in. The man had moss, seaweed, and muck, all teeming with vermin, covering his gaunt frame. His features were buried under a thick beard and a wild tangle of hair. Despite his appearance, which was barely human, some people claimed they recognized Ward's eagle eyes. He was also naked, his teeth were strangely sharpened, and his eyes were feverish and barely able to focus. Worst of all were the terrible, strange scars that covered his entire body. Their symmetry resembled the work of some deranged artist or madman. Though many thought the opposite, the authorities decided that Ward had inflicted these marks upon himself and locked him in a cell, saying he must surely be insane. After the doctors examined him, he was officially judged to be mad and sent to the mental hospital in Baton Rouge. There he remained locked up until the end of his short life. He spent the last few months of his life there, eating only raw fish and screaming to all who could hear that they had saved him. He cried out and said that he was one with them, and he spoke to him in a dream, and his awakening was soon to come. Another historical tale, even more disturbing, comes to us from the British Moors, where a white rabbit, and it ends. I don't even want to know what that'll be. Please, dear God, let it not be Alice in Wonderland.
This book has been read often. Tales of Fantastic Hunts by D. Niles.
Oh God. D. Niles. Denials. The puns. God, the puns. Fauna and Flora of Louisiana. because the alligators are not the most fearsome predators according to visitors. All agree that mosquitoes are the worst enemy of man in Louisiana. I mean, they're probably not wrong. No one knows how many different varieties of mosquitoes haunt the surrounding swamps and lowlands, but the most common are, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Mosquitoes, just mosquitoes. Attracted by mammals' body warmth, the smell of blood from wounds or sweat, they can quickly swarm in clouds of several thousand. Yeah, that checks out. And attack their target with the same effectiveness as school of piranha. Look for fauna and flora of the Amazon. Every year, they cause numerous deaths among cattle. Fortunately, deaths among people are rare. The natives share with us some of their local recipes to avoid this plague. The most efficient and common method consists of applying some lemon juice. The aroma repels these menacing insects. It's not so much the aroma, actually, it's the citric acid. And you don't want to apply lemon juice directly to your skin, because if you do that, it can cause really severe burns if you've been out in the sun, which if you're down here in the southern states of America, that's likely to happen, and it's very unpleasant. I digress. The simple presence of a lemon tree in front of a window is enough to dissuade them from entering that place. The more audacious solution consists of carrying several toads on your person in a conspicuous manner. The amphibians are very effective. Just why? Book, why? It's a good thing it stopped there. There's more. Okay, fauna and raccoons. The behavior of the raccoon in Louisiana is very similar to his brother from the forests of the East Coast. There are a few differences. There are many unique predators of the raccoon in the wilds of Louisiana, notably certain kinds of aquatic snakes. Because of this, raccoons in this region take their meals in a nest, usually placed in the branches of a tree or at any height, which is easily approachable by the raccoon, well known for its agility, but also out of easy reach of their enemies. As if snakes can't go up trees. Carrion is a main part of their diet, particularly if, speaking of a female with small kits, her need for additional protein to sustain her milk production makes carrion a particularly good source of food. So in other words, when we eventually find this body that's been dragged off, it'll probably be gnawed on by raccoons. Lovely.
Ah, a book on the fauna and flora of Louisiana.
Okay, a box here.
This metal tube is approximately 40 centimeters in length and 18 in diameter. It bears a small tag which reads, "This one without defect. My sincere apologies, E. Otis."
What the devil are you doing, Holmes?
I've got a bit of pipe. A rod, a hammer. Champagne, what the hell are we doing? Player's Corner. In order to wind up this unique watch, you need to find the figures corresponding to those of the clock according to the same logic. 2 digits are already marked to help you figure out what method to use. Solutions on the last page. This is interesting. And weird. Why would there be 2 shoes?
A newspaper from 5 days ago. Someone has torn the last page. Well, it seems Arnson tried his hand at a small riddle in this newspaper. How strange. He does not seem the type to take interest in mathematical conundrums.
The door to the balcony? Yes.
This should prove useful.
Lemon tree. Past mosquitoes. A. And picked up every piece of evidence and examined.
These footsteps indicate a person of small stature, and the fact that they are so closely set suggests they made their way with great stealth. This blood on the ground came from a deep wound.
Did I miss something?
The body was dragged from behind this door.
Yes, it is.
Holmes! Here!
Okay. Dave has been revealed. Okay, so we need. Oh. Let's see. Inner numbers in the boxes are the amount of numbers that the outer number can be divided by. Okay. Watson. Go away.
Very interesting.
Okay, so top row is I went too far. Go. Two. Three. 4. 6. There we go.
Nothing can stop an inventive and logical mind. Bah, it's only an air pistol. I would be hard-pressed to shoot a nestling from a branch with this weapon. Besides, it's not even loaded.
Okay, Holmes will not pick up the gun. Got the key, though. Now, downstairs. No. Wrong room. You're gonna look at that room, but this room. Wow.
Watson, that shouting. Something is happening.
This must have come from the stables, Holmes.
Okay. Once the screaming stops, head for the stable.
They've bolted the door. There's no time for anything else. We must force it open. Quickly, Watson. We must find something to serve as a battering ram.
We must act quickly, Holmes.
Watson, this can serve as a ram to take down the door.
This must have come from the stables, Holmes.
Watson, tend to her.
Holmes, hold on. There is a message pinned to this unhappy woman.
Okay. Do you think that in this city, the life of one English detective is worth much more than that of a black maid servant? Final warning, Mr. Holmes. That's disgusting.
Holmes, she is still in shock. I must stay with her.
Fine, Watson. You stay with her. Map. Small table. Here.
Strange drawing. It says only the best gunmen earn the finest arms.
See him in the goat's head?
What is inscribed here? My best trophy. A strange hunter, this Arnson. Arnson should be in these pictures. Arnson should be in these pictures. A lovely piece. I must say it's the highlight of this exhibition, but I dare say it shall prove useful. This Arnson has a good sense of humour. He and this girl should be very close. Perhaps she has some information.
Okay, examine the picture.
This Anson has a good sense of humor.
Okay. Something else. Go to the fresco on the wall. Oh, this.
Surely there is something behind this fresco. This hole must be part of some mechanism.
Okay. So go back towards the center of the room. Clicked on the lizard eye.
It says only the best gunmen earn the finest arms.
I not do that right.
This picture is sinister.
Yeah.
Surely there is something behind this fresco. This hole must be part of some mechanism.
Am I supposed to use that metal rod on that?
Surely there is something behind this fresco. This hole must be part of some mechanism.
Oh. No. Okay, hold on. Let's go to just walking speed. With the bear, perhaps? No? This is odd.
Ingenious.
Here.
Standing on the stone activates some mechanism.
Okay. That was what I needed. Tree. Now go back and use the rod on the eye.
Nothing can stop an inventive and logical mind.
Great music. Creepy. Okay.
It is possible to take down an elephant with one shot using these weapons. Unfortunately, the metal grid is too solid to break through. The same woman seen in the trophy photograph.
My darling Errol, this bouquet will forever be the true symbol of our love, Lucy. Okay. Ashmet tried to meet and make friends with these men who are strangers to our language, mainly Chinese, Indians of various tribes, and those of Africa. He says that he intends to teach them the language, and thanks to these skills they may find other work. But where? Colin heard him speak with a stranger at the gate. Colin has a decent memory and a good ear for a gardener. Here's what he heard and could recall. Search for old Sam's racks. Pass in front of the Demon Rock. Take a left in front of the jellyfish. They will not be hungry that night. Sing high the call with strength, so they will know you. A fisherman told me that he was often alone out in the swamp late in the evening. That's why he has such a nasty appearance and is never there in the morning. There is something of great importance hidden in the swamp, I am sure of it. I should not have spoken to the sheriff. Since then, Ashmet has become distant and wary. I am done with his impudence. If he does not come forward with what I need to know, then I shall confront him this evening. By God, that scoundrel will tell me everything he knows, or I shall throw him out the door and report him to the authorities.
How dreary, the swamp. We must hold fast, as it is imperative that we go there tonight. Everything in good time. First, I must find Watson.
Northwood Agency, Boston, August 25th, 1894. Dear Sir, it was with great surprise and interest that I received your letter. It would seem the link between your employee and the affair which commands us is not accidental. First of all, before answering your questions, I must implore you to avoid any risk in the steps you take to assist us. The greater the sums involved, the less scruples criminals maintain. Such men are incapable of pity and are most ruthless. And as you know, according to our client, the amount involved is considerable. I contacted our client, submitted your proposal, which she accepted unconditionally. As you already know, the restitution of the stolen goods is not our only goal. Our agency would add a substantial bonus to the authorized sum should your efforts prove to be the deciding factor in the resolution of this case. Unfortunately, the agent in charge of this case, whom you have met, is presently in Europe. Rest assured, he will contact you immediately upon his return. If anything of importance occurs in the meantime, please contact me directly without delay. Sincerely yours, E. Spears, Director of the Northwood Agency.
Very interesting.
Anything else? Anything from here? Over here? Doesn't seem like it. That's interesting. Oh, there's the mechanism. Oh, you're supposed to shoot that. And then it goes through and down. Huh. Okay.
Nice lemons.
Hold on. Items. No, I can't just take the lemon. Okay. Map. Fine. Okay.
Perhaps it is time to take care of this young man. Everything in good time. First, I must find Watson. Everything in good time. First, I must find Watson.
Okay, so at least we know it's, the boy's okay. Nope, I'll search that later.
Watson, read this. It sheds light on a dark and sinister enterprise.
It's the Northwood Agency.
Arneson was in contact with the Northwood Agency. He wanted to inform them about the activities of Ashmat. But why?
Because his servant was secretly selling the same stolen jewelry sought by this agency. How is she, Watson?
It will be difficult for her to speak for some time. She had a narrow escape.
Can she walk?
Yes, but why?
Come with me. Your brother is behind this door, miss. He is wounded, but only superficially. It is extremely urgent that he opens this door. Can you call to him? Perhaps it will draw him out.
David. David.
Young man, I know that you can hear and understand me. We are here at the request of your sister, who is with us now. She is very worried about you, and rightly so. The man with me is a doctor. He is going to look at your wound and ease your suffering. Please come out. Everything will be all right.
Open the door, Davy. These gentlemen talk true. Come on now. Open up the door for Eula.
Miss, you should go and get some food for your brother. He must be very hungry. Have you finished, Watson?
Well, yes.
Very well. Please understand, my young lad, and you too, Miss Eula. We are here to solve an affair that risks many people's lives. Furthermore, we have very short time to save them. As for you, young man, you know some very important things. You must tell us everything and leave nothing out.
But what are you...
Listen to me. I will tell you a story. Davy, 5 days ago, at night, you were woken up by noises from the dining room. First, you heard the voice of the gardener, and then a loud blow to the floor. You got up and took the candle, which was lit. Then you went to the dining room. On your way, you found something on the floor and picked it up. It was likely a piece of paper. Afterwards, you went to the door of the dining room and saw the dead body of Colin the gardener soaking in a pool of blood. You also saw Ashmat, the other servant, dragging Mr. Arnson, who seemed dead, towards the door. Ashmat saw you, struck at you with his knife, and caught you in the arm. Seeing that this blow had not killed you, he raised his knife to strike again and eliminate the only witness to his heinous crime. But something stayed his hand. The item you picked up was far more important. He paused to snatch it up, giving you time to run away and barricade yourself in your room.
But if you were there, why didn't you do anything?
Mr. Holmes was not there, miss. But if he tells you that things have happened in such a way, you should believe him without any doubt.
Then you are a kind of hoodoo man.
In some way.
David, do this man tell it true? Is this what happened? The good man saved us both. Do what he tells you, Davy.
Listen to your sister, young man. Now, Davy, can you recall what was on that piece of paper? Think hard now. Watson, your notebook. Be attentive to everything he draws and copy it down exactly.
All right. Latitude and longitude, perhaps? Okay.
Holmes, can we trust these figures and make sense of them? I mean to say, consider this boy's affliction.
Ah, this boy. A strange one, isn't he? Watson, let's escort him and his sister to her employer.
This be the Gallagher's place. Thanks, misters.
Miss Eula, we should be thanking you. Now, take good care of your brother. Watson, we must move quickly. The enemy is close at hand, and there's another place we've yet to examine.
Map. Back up here. Go, get along. See.
Nice lemons.
I mean it, Holmes. Actually pick up a
Nice
lemon.
lemons. Nice lemons.
We need to have nothing equipped in order to... No.
Nice lemons.
Knife, perhaps? Stop it.
Nice lemons. Nice lemons. Nice lemons. Nice lemons.
None of that is actually
Nice
working.
lemons.
Okay. Grab a lemon from the lemon tree. How? what? We're gonna go back. Map. Garden. I'm gonna go here. We'll run towards the mosquitoes.
Yes, Watson, we must pass this way. Before we venture further, we must find some protection from this merciless insect horde. Wait for me here.
We have to leave, Watson. I see how it is.
This should prove useful.
Really, Holmes?
Watson, cover yourself with lemon juice. It will protect you from the mosquito stings.
Do you know any similar trick to avoid the sting of bullets? We likely need it soon.
Oh, that's way more blood. Okay.
There are signs of a struggle here. Perhaps Arnson regained his senses and fought back. Blood, and in large quantities. This bush has been stripped of its lower leaves and slightly uprooted. Someone grabbed hold of the brambles and refused to let go. His adversary, unable to get him down due to the man's tight grasp, must have cut off his hand. I would say his right.
What a horror!
Rather, and quite determined.
Okay, so there's evidence that a fierce struggle took place in the swamp on the way from Arnson's garden to the riverbank. The violence of this fight is unmistakable, as someone's right hand was severed at that same place. I did not see the right hand. Where's that? Let me look back at it. Okay, well.
A boat was waiting here. Watson, it seems everything leads to the swamp. How can we get there?
I'm guessing that fellow named Champagne. Just a wild guess. I don't know how important the whole thing with the raccoons will be. You leaving Watson behind there? I guess.
Curious, there are some mud that appears to have come from underneath the bed. Yes, there is something here. Yes, there is something here.
That.
A stone of small size, but of splendid color. It seems to have no flaws, and I doubt that it originated in the American continent.
We must find that fisherman, the one at the docks who gave us information. He could help us.
You're quite right, Watson. Besides, it would be wise to visit a young woman.
A young woman?
Yeah, I'm not ready to leave here yet.
Anson, with his servant, no doubt. These clothes belong to a servant, and judging from their size, he is a small man.
Anything else?
Run, Watson, run!
We outran them, Holmes.
Surely not, Watson. They ceased their chase only when they saw we continued towards the port. Apparently, they have orders to kill intruders only as a last resort.
Is this supposed to reassure me?
Good evening, my darlings. Come to have a little fun, have you?
Well...
No, madam. We came to give this bouquet to one of your boarders. You know who I'm talking about. We have something very important to say to her.
Good evening. You brought these flowers? Who are you? What's happened to...
Mr. Anson? We still do not know exactly what has happened with the gentleman, but we are here to try and find out. Listen to me, miss.
Lucy.
My dear Miss Lucy, my friend and I have come here all the way from England. You may have seen us this morning with the sheriff.
Are you working for him?
No. Actually, we suspect him of obstructing our investigation. Our case has some remote connection with Mr. Anson, so we went to his home to talk with him. While there, we found evidence he has been abducted and one of his servants had been murdered.
Kidnapped? But why?
I don't know, but time is running out. Please tell us what you know about Mr. Anson. And, Miss Lucy, omit nothing. Even the most trivial of facts may prove to be of great importance.
He is such a kind man and had promised we would be married this autumn. He arrived in New Orleans about 2 years ago. He's a hunter and was to stay but a few weeks. He was after something in the swamp, Lord knows what. Then we met here. I had just started working, you see. Madam said that she would let me leave only if my debts and worth to her was paid off in full. A few weeks ago, Mr. Arneson, said that he had the solution. Maybe he had the money and was kidnapped by people who wanted it. It would have been a small fortune to most folks around here.
And you know where he could have hidden it?
Oh, I don't care about the money. If it could bring me back Errol, I'd give it away gladly. He showed me a secret room upstairs. He shoots with a gun to open it. He says that nobody else can succeed but a real marksman. Behind the wall is a cupboard with weapons and a little box hidden behind a big rifle. His money is inside. To open the gate of the cupboard, he uses signet ring that he wears on his right hand. But how can any of this help you? You don't have his ring.
You have been of greater assistance than you may realize, Miss Lucy. If Mr. Anson is still alive, we shall bring him back to you. Come on, Watson. Now, Watson, let's explore this swamp.
We must find that fisherman, the one at the docks who gave us information. He could help us.
Okay.
Will this cover the cost of a boat?
It been kept in a bad way. My foot, it warm now for sure. All this'll get you them planks from the woodpile around there.
And one of your lanterns.
Sold.
What do you expect to do with this, Holmes? Build a raft?
Watson,
Yep.
let's pay a visit to this Anson.
We're going to go back to Arnson's house. It's interesting.
Would you be so kind as to explain to me why we are coming back with these wood planks?
We are searching for a signet ring, Watson.
And how do these planks help us find it?
We must recover the hand that wears it, so we must find a way to lure its finder.
But whom are you talking about, Holmes?
Raccoons like carrion. Go.
The facts speak for themselves, Watson. The key that unlocks Anson's cupboard is the signet ring he customarily wears on his right hand. There was the very same severed by one of his kidnappers when the poor man clung to the bush we saw on the way to the bayou. It so happens that raccoons are attracted by carrion and also are quite taken by shiny objects. No doubt one has made off with our missing hand and its ring. I noticed their tracks nearby, and no doubt they have a nest in this area. Find the raccoons and we find our hand.
As you put it, it seems quite obvious, Holmes.
It's simplicity itself. But now we need to place some bait so the little fellow will come out and take us back to his den. I'm going to set this outside to attract the little devil.
Little devil's about right when it comes to raccoons. Okay. Place it. Ouch. Raccoon tracks. Here. Here. There it is.
Watson, there's the nest. It's on the roof above the balcony.
Okay.
Excuse me, madam. I'm merely passing by with no wish to disturb you, although I'm sure you found Mr. Anson to be a man of good taste.
Really, Holmes, that's just unnecessary.
Here's what we need to buy a boat.
What a splendid weapon.
Indeed, it'll be of great advantage in the swamp.
It sounded like Holmes loaded it, so should be okay. Got money.
You should have listened to me, Mr. Holmes, and gone back on your boat.
It's the sheriff. Quickly, load the rifle, Holmes.
No, Watson. Forget the gun and see to the ladder. And quickly. Let's go, Watson, to the port.
Idiots.
Have we enough to buy a boat, sir?
For sure.
Excellent. Could you tell us the best way to reach the swamp area nearest to the rich parish?
That's simple enough for any fool. Sail along the River Crook and keep close to the shore.
There is one last service you can do for us. The boat from which we disembarked is scheduled to leave tomorrow for Europe. Could you take a message to the crew for us? We may need for them to hold their departure until 8 o'clock in the morning.
Will do.
And one last thing. How may we identify Old Sam's racks from any others?
Old Sam's racks be marked with blue and white tops.
Now, Watson, let's explore this swamp.
So we're in the boat. And we are going to go forward, to the left, past.
Here is the hidden passage near Old Sam's racks. We are on the right course, Watson.
Past the blue ropes. We want to forward hugging the left side. Okay. Am I not doing this right? No, not this.
Here is the hidden passage near Old Sam's racks. We are on the right course, Watson.
I meant those blue ropes. Oh, I need to go around this tree thing. Cypress. Right, okay.
Here is the hidden passage near Old Sam's racks. We are on the right course, Watson.
Salmon. That one's not right. This way. Nope. Those aren't the right color. That is, though. Devil's Rock. Yay, we're supposed to examine it.
Blood!
Here now, this is hardly reassuring.
More blue ropes on the jellyfish tree. Head towards the tree for a cutscene. Holy, that's just...
But what is this horror, Holmes? Where have you taken us?
Near the goal, Watson, near the goal.
Okay. Equip the gun. Follow the river left of the gun and use all the corpse hanging on the right side. That one.
Bravo, Watson. Here is what will draw these reptiles in that direction and free the passage.
Much better. But let's hurry and get ourselves across before we become their next course.
Okay. Follow the river to the left of the tree until you see a small pier.
Attention, Watson. We arrive. Stand ready.
Here now, this
Here.
is hardly reassuring.
Okay, until we see the small pier, head for the pier, wait until the boat lands. Holmes and Watson disembark. Ah, hello again, Thuthu.
Watson, see what you can do for this poor man. His servant took a harsh and terrible revenge by letting him go to these wild men. As for the others, I'm afraid we are too late.
Okay, examine him.
I haven't examined everything yet. I haven't examined everything yet.
He's not actually going to let me examine him.
Pitiable and blind fools! Are you not aware of the Great One's arrival? Even now his servants are coming across his kingdom, and the enlightened will give up their flesh to him. All will be present for his awakening. Do not fight the calling! Soon he will end his dreaming, and your world will be swallowed whole. Bow down and give thanks. You are the food of his new world.
Okay,
I got it, Holmes.
way to go, Watson. Yes.
This sinister figure was also a cannibal. Bored by seafood, was he?
Okay. Let me walk past that. And really nothing else I'm supposed to be able to do here? This. That's on the other side of the tree.
A good number of people have been here, not long ago, and indeed not freely.
Okay. Equip the broken idol.
What a strange book. I've never seen these idioms before. How perfect. It'll provide welcome diversion during our return voyage.
Really, Holmes? Poor man. He's been deeply traumatized.
Holmes, help me to carry him to the boat. I really can't say if he will survive the voyage back.
By the devil, that'd be honest.
Indeed. Do you know someone who can be accommodating and tend to him?
You takes yourselves round and sees that little Lucy what lives on the boat.
I know where Lucy is. Please, help my friends to lift this poor man to the wharf, and I will go find Miss Lucy.
What can we do for you, my pretty one?
Dear madam, could you tell Lucy that we have found Mr. Anson, and tell her to hurry? This may be her last chance to see him while he still breathes.
Lucy! Lucy! Ah, here you are. This gentleman found your fella.
My God, can it be true?
Sure enough, as he say.
What have they done with you? Oh, my poor love.
He has lost his hand and is in deep shock. But with rest and tender care, he has a good chance to survive these injuries.
Oh, madam, please, please.
If I could have a moment, we found this sum of money, which is a large amount and belongs to Mr. Anson. I think it is fair to entrust it to your care.
Well, this seems all right then.
I will take good care of you. You will see, my love.
About Anson's place, there was some disorder left there. If you could be a good man and set things right.
You can count on old Champagne for every little thing. Now, that's a fact.
I can see our friend is in good hands. We better hurry, Watson. I see our ship is making ready to leave.
Someone's dancing, or what the hell?
Watson, I have told you several times now, I am not to be disturbed.
But Holmes, you have been locked inside your cabin for all of 4 days now. Outside, the sun is simply radiant, and the wind from the sea...
If you approach me, Watson, I will throw you out. Now, leave me.
Blast it all, Holmes. I am bored. I can't take these famous conversations for another minute.
We have an understanding, Watson, each to his purpose. I will look to the translation of the book. You are to study the figures written out by our young friend Davy. Now, get on with your task and leave me to mine.
But you know that these enigmas are not my strong point. Wouldn't you have some other task, which is better suited to my skills, Holmes?
Of course. You're a man of letters, after all. So, return to the bridge, take your trusted notebook, and apply your mind to editing this small writing.
Agreed. On what subject?
It is my monograph on the calculated trajectories of gull excretia. Good day, Watson.
That was very rude.
I see we have received a message, undoubtedly from my brother Mycroft.
Okay. Sherlock, you should receive this letter upon your return from the Americas. Your instructions were followed to the letter in Switzerland, and I believe you will find the results satisfying. Several days ago, the Swiss authorities inspected the Black Edelweiss Institute and found evidence of serious breaches of established medical ethics in total accord with your findings. Dr. Gyjax was also found and detained. Unfortunately, before anything could be learnt, he took desperate measures. He had hidden a small but highly lethal dose of potassium cyanide on his person. Of course he did. Before he could be stopped, he swallowed this poison and died immediately. His employees denied any knowledge of the doctor's murderous activities, and the evidence supports the conclusion that they were merely employees carrying out his orders. No trace was found of the Hindi. However, your friend Superintendent Bilger informed me that during their search of an underground level of the Institute, his men discovered a blood-spattered well. In this room, they also reported hearing a strange mechanical laughter that appeared to come from the bottom of the same well. The superintendent thinks, as do I, that the sound was shouting of the patients gathered in the hospital square. He theorizes that due to the odd acoustics present, this sound was distorted and appeared to be originating from that foul well. I must say I agree completely with his reasoning and mention the odd report merely to apprise you of all the facts. You should also know that since its discovery, that dreadful room has been condemned and permanently sealed. Although most of Dr. Gyjax's documents were destroyed before the arrival of the Swiss police, a number of accounting references survived. These were adequate to trace a series of suspicious transactions. Even the famed confidentiality of the Swiss banks has their limits. From what I learnt, though seemingly fantastic, is quite probable. It seems that Dr. Gyjax had laid his hands on a goodly portion, if not the entirety, of Lord Rochester's lost treasure. You may recall the story. Lord Rochester, the infamous London billionaire, married an American woman. They had but one child, a lad named Archibald. After the boy completed his education and achieved his majority, he traveled east to take charge of his father's interests. In addition to his holdings in England, Lord Rochester also held a number of jewel mines in India. At the end of 2 years, Archibald had accumulated a fortune in gemstones, all of the highest quality. The best of these were placed in a chest which he took with him onto a ship bound for England. Then his fortunes turned. Neither he nor the gems ever saw land, as a dreadful storm sank the ship near the Indian coast. Only a few of the ship's crew survived. The bodies of the rest were pulled from the sea, with one noticeable exception. Not a trace was found of either Archibald or the famed chest. And the tragedy took a far greater toll. Lord Rochester was devastated by the news and died soon after. Grief-stricken, Lady Rochester returned to her family home in Boston. She herself died not long ago. What was once a noble family is now gone. What you may not know is that Archibald Rochester had the stones carefully documented and inventoried before he boarded the ship. I was fortunate to see these very documents recently. Comparing the particulars, I can say with the utmost confidence that some of these same stones, presumably at the bottom of the Indian Ocean abyss, have astonishingly surfaced in the middle of the Swiss Alps. I was unsuccessful in uncovering exactly what facts led Amos Colby, the Northwood Agency operative, to that area, but you may know more about this subject than I am privy to. Sincerely yours, Mycroft.
Strange. Here, read this, Watson.
Indeed, but the possession of such a treasure is an end in itself. Why the devil go through with such an elaborate masquerade?
Money is often the motive of the basest acts, but not in this case. These are deep waters indeed, Watson. These people follow some other dark purpose, so desperate that it justifies any sacrifice and great risk.
You frighten me, Holmes.
I know. Sometimes I frighten myself. Enough of idle speculations, Watson. I asked you to study the figures drawn by young Davy. No doubt they are some cipher. What do you make of them?
Okay. So I know it's been a while since we looked at it. My understanding of how this cipher works is the first 9 numbers with a backsplash at the end are an example of how the rest is decoded. So the first numbers are 6, 8, 7, 9, 5, 4, 3, 1, 2. All of the numbers 1 through 9 are present. So what we're supposed to do in the cipher, and we didn't look at it for very long, but we're supposed to look for spots where a number is repeated twice in a row. The first is the end of a set, the second is the beginning of the next set. And then we're supposed to find out which number is missing from the set. So we're being prompted, our answer, and I am pulling this straight from a walkthrough, guys. I didn't come up with this. Okay. What we're supposed to do is type 5, 6, 4, 3, 6, space, 6, 1, 3, 4. Let's get this right. It does.
Indeed, they are open to but one possible meaning, even if it eludes me at present. As for my own enigma, I have failed to penetrate the secrets of this book. The language is archaic, and my own modest knowledge of ciphers is sorely tested. I have succeeded in drawing forth only insanities and other absurdities. According to this book, if my translation is exact, if one makes this mark with human blood, and then with conviction recites this illuminating verse, Gnar is hert splöhe. The victim is mesmerized, or demons leave his mind. I tell you, Watson, this reads like complete gibberish. I do not know what to make of it.
How did you say it? Gnurth could... What? These drawings, what a horror. I tell you, Holmes, this book gives me great unease, as does almost everything to do with this affair.
Well said, Watson.
I just recalled, Watson. Didn't Barnes, the bookseller, tell us he had studied ancient history? Perhaps he might help us with the translation of this book. We must seek out better minds, for we are at a standstill. I have not the slightest idea where they could have taken these people and what consequences await them. Let's take our leave and see if Barnes might be of assistance.
That's lovely. A cursed book text. Yeah, that fits. Okay. That.
Mr. Holmes, Dr. Watson, a real pleasure to see you. I say, where have you been? You've stayed away for some months now.
Indeed, we took a very long journey and barely made it back. However, we have more important matters to discuss. Didn't you say you have some knowledge of ancient people, their language, writings, and customs?
Indeed I did, Mr. Holmes. Why do you ask?
You are just the man we need. I ran across this esoteric text during our travels and wondered if... Is there something wrong, Barnes?
Mr. Holmes, wherever did you find this? This book, it is worthy of a museum.
If you could be so good as to translate some of these fragments for me, I would be in your debt. I am particularly interested in these pages here. They are in the poorest condition and therefore appear to be the most used.
With pleasure. I will get to work straight away and keep you informed of my progress.
Okay. Now we are going to return to Baker Street. Killing Tempest. This will be interesting. Let's speak to the boy.
Strand! Get the Strand! 3 ships still missing at sea. All aboard feared lost. Get the Strand. Latest word on the missing ships.
Give me the latest edition. There's a good lad.
Thank you, mister.
Okay. So we have indeed been gone for several months. It is now the 2nd of December. Storm of the Century. The colossal tempest many are already calling Storm of the Century has taken hold of the Scottish and Irish coastlines. It has been raging for these last 2 weeks, and officials are alarmed by signs that the storm is intensifying. Witnesses report that the winds are increasing and the waves higher than 40 feet have been spotted. The storm is taking a terrible toll in shipping and the lives of seamen. 34 ships have been reported lost, and even as this article goes to press, several hundred lives hang in the balance as seamen struggle against the raging elements. Sadly, the Royal Navy Rescue is presently forbidden to launch any search parties due to the dangerous conditions. Until this storm lifts, those lost at sea have only fortune and faith, which may carry them home. Their one ray of hope is that the majority of lighthouses remain in operation. The roads leading to them are largely underwater, and their occupants, the guardians of our coast and a sailor's last friend, are manning their posts bravely, though they remain cut off from the world. Her Majesty the Queen held an emergency meeting with her ministers about the crisis along our coast, and it was learnt that similar phenomena are occurring around the world. An extraordinary quality of the tempest that is savaging our waters is that it appears to affect the weather around the world, creating similar storms everywhere. Reports from continental Europe, the Americas, Africa, and Oceania all speak of the rapidly deteriorating sea conditions. Some scholars speculate that the force and direction of the currents around our coastline is amplifying the effects of these waves in the ambient seas. However, according to these same scholars, a worldwide effect of this magnitude would be the first of its kind. French police butter. This is about the next game, Nemesis. So another little Easter egg. Undoubtedly, the French police are always late. In its unbridled chase of the mysterious burglar A.L., whose exploits we have followed with great regularity, the police have struck a significant obstacle, this being the victim's unbridled admiration for this canny thief. A rich and well-known eccentric heiress was recently robbed of a fortune in gems. Their value is estimated to be several hundred million francs. The regional authorities had placed her estate under close watch, as they quite rightly regarded it as a prime target for this notorious thief. Last night, a shadowy figure was observed scaling the wall, crossing the grounds, and entering the residence. The policemen closed their trap neatly, with an entire brigade standing by as reinforcements. They charged the manor, throwing the household into a panic, and rushed the heiress's private rooms. She met them in her nightdress and perkily announced that the theft of her jewelry had just occurred. After several minutes, rather long ones, she explained that she showed the burglar an ancient secret passage in her room through which he escaped and skillfully avoided the police. The passage led to a nearby train station. The shocked civil servants took their leave without saying a word, rejecting the light meal prepared for them by the lady of the house. No doubt it will take more than a few croissants for this lady to persuade the assurance company, what they mean there is insurance company, to pay her the value of the stolen gems.
Watson, consider the news of all these missing ships. I have an idea, but it will be necessary to secure a chart for the Scotland coast and nearby seas. No point in asking Barnes. I have no desire to divert his attention from the translation.
True enough, Holmes. But where else would we find such a chart?
I'm going to go to wharf number 13.
It's elementary. It is a sea chart we seek. We must go to the harbour. Good day, sir.
Good morning to you, gentlemen. Would you care for a pint, or perhaps something finer?
Thank you, but at the moment I have need of information and will have to miss another glass of your fine ale. More's the pity. Would you happen to know where I could find charts of the local waters?
They're all kept at the harbour master's office, but I'm afraid only those with port business are allowed to enter. I trust you understand.
Precisely. What I need is a chart of the Scottish area, where all those ships have wrecked recently.
Indeed, such a sad tale. All those poor souls lost at sea. It seems as if the very devil is at work there. Hang on, a chart of the Scotland coastline, you said? It seems to me I have one in my room over there, behind the bar. Here's the key. Take it and have a look for yourself. If you find it, it's yours for the taking.
I need something.
I think he's right there. Use it. Don't be goofy, Holmes. Here's the chart. I think. Yes? No? That one? Different one? This one? Okay, you know what? Examine the papers on the table to find a papers. Here we go. This is a photograph of Lord Rochester's son.
A photograph of Rochester as a young man. I have what we need, Watson. Now, let's examine this map.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Says, okay, click and hold the left mouse button to look around the map, use numbers. Oh boy. Okay. I need I can't read that well. This is going to be a little Western Isles. What am I looking for here? Let's see, 5. Let's see. Let's look at from here, 5 by what? There's Argyle. Okay, that's too far, I guess. I have never tried to calculate longitude and latitude on an actual map. So anybody who's watching this who knows how to actually do this, and I'm just being an idiot and that annoys you, I am so sorry. Know the name of the area that I'm supposed to be looking for. Location beyond should be on the web. Alright. Wait. Hold on. There's gonna be a compass point around here somewhere. That's gonna be like north. It's gonna be the west. Let's see, I don't know how to. No, that, okay. This? Off the coast of.
Watson, that's what those mysterious figures meant. Longitude and latitude. They indicate a point along the Scottish coast called Ardnamurcombe. Let's bring back the key to the tavern keeper and see if he knows this place.
Did you find everything to your liking?
Indeed, you are as good as your word. I found the charts, just as you said. Does the name Ardnamurcombe mean anything to you?
Ah, yes. It's a lighthouse along that very coastline. Legend has it, the place was built over a pirate's hideaway. In fact, now that I think on it, that spot is right in the middle of the tempest that is taking down all those ships. Rather odd-looking building. They say the chap who built it, Stevenson I believe his name was, that he fancied up the entrance with foreign symbols, Egyptian obelisks and even a dog with wings. Strange fixings for a lighthouse, isn't it?
Okay. Back to the bookstore. I'm on the right. Oh, I must have clicked on the wrong place. Bookstore.
Mr. Holmes, I was able to translate the pages that you wanted. Come, I will show you. This book is quite ancient. It tells of a terrifying sect devoted to strange entities. The descriptions are vague, but we can presume the origin of this myth arises from the destructive Leviathan represented in the Bible, a creature said to sleep and dream in a strange city under the sea.
A nightmare sleeping within the sea.
To be exact, the pages you asked me to translate are in fact a prayer or invocation to this entity and the description of the ceremony associated with it. To be frank, what is described in this book would make one laugh, were it not for its reliance on such horribly obscene, morbid, and bloodthirsty language.
And this ceremony, what can you tell me about it?
Promise me you will not laugh. The book says that hundreds or thousands of years ago, during a particular alignment of the stars, a priest performed these rites, invoking the name of a destructive Leviathan. The priest intoned his name and called for his return to this earth so his followers could give him his due. The priest then asked a representative of each nation on the earth to recite the invocation and sacrifice themselves to the sea from atop a colossal natural rock tower surrounded by water. All this is quite absurd, isn't it?
Pray continue, Barnes.
As you like. It goes on to say that the ceremony must be held under the image of the messenger of the outside gods. Nothing more exact is said on these entities. However, from their description, their messenger would have a form rather close to the Egyptian Sphinx, except that his face is without feature and jet black in colour. So an idol in its likeness must be present during the ceremony. But can you imagine that? Some so-called priest and an international crowd atop a tower singing in unison before some faceless winged stone lion?
I can imagine it very well, Barnes. You say that these people are to throw themselves into the sea so that their god will have his due. But what is it about? What does this god seek?
That's the most preposterous part of this tale, and proves it to be pure myth and fancy. Even for the sake of argument, this ceremony could never have happened. In such ancient times, it would have been quite impossible to gather representatives from every nation on Earth and in one place.
I understand, Barnes. Humour me a bit more, and please answer my last question. What would this Leviathan want from us?
Indeed, we would owe this creature our world. According to this, complete the ceremony and the collective sacrifice, invoke the demon, and he will arise and swallow the earth. Yes, Holmes, they sought nothing less than the end of the world. What nonsense!
Thank you, Barnes. I must leave now. Goodbye. The newspaper dating before our departure. Watson, find it. There was some article about the current alignment of the stars. This may tell us precisely how much time we have left.
But Holmes, surely you can't believe...
The newspaper, Watson. Find that newspaper.
Look, Watson! The light is barely lit! This explains the shipwrecks and recent disappearances!
Holmes, if we do not find a place to land, and soon, I fear they will add our names to those poor souls lost in these seas.
Great.
Oh my God! Holmes, look! The sea! It just swallowed him!
Lambs for the slaughter! Watson, we must stop this! It is sealed tight from the inside.
Okay.
They took particular pains to give this statue a featureless black face. They took particular pains to...
I'm going to go ahead and save here. We're not ending it, we're just saving it. It's been a while, and I have had this game crash on me.
This rope is hardly reliable, but it's the best that we have.
Or apparently we time. I Huh.
Watson, here are 3 geezers of seawater. We could do well to remember what McGrinty's man said before they slit his throat.
Sherlock Holmes. Oh, hell. Now we go. Drug.
This isn't right. Perhaps if I begin again. Watson, here are 3 geezers of seawater. We could do well to remember what McGrinty's man said before they slit his throat.
Okay. Cabin, geyser, lighthouse, wreck. You're gonna go to documents. Desperate pirates. From the middle of the 3 throwing mouths, 30 steps towards the ram.
This must be the place. You know my methods, Watson. Let's examine the soil closely. I begin to think those pirate tales are more than mere superstitions.
You may well be right, Holmes. And about the ghost?
Who knows, Watson? Who knows?
Holmes!
Come on, Watson. We are men of science, aren't we? A real danger waits for us in this lighthouse, if we reach it. To reassure you, I will take the lead and go down first. Let's see. It seems to me it is rather an abrupt descent. How should we go about this?
Down we go.
Holmes! Holmes! Can you hear me? Holmes! Are you all right?
We're okay.
Don't worry, Watson. I appear to still be in one piece. This rope is finished. But fortune is on our side, as the lantern is undamaged. This ground is unstable. I dare not take a step without the light.
Holmes! I will try to join you!
No, Watson, stay where you are. This rope is useless. We are quite separated, my friend. I will try to find the way to the lighthouse alone, although, to be honest, I would feel much better with a weapon at my side. No, keep your pistol. It could discharge if dropped. Here now, I have an idea. Toss me that iron bar instead.
Watch out!
Watson, what rotten luck. It is stuck.
Holmes! I can't understand what you are saying!
I can barely make him out. Bad luck. The hole must be blocked with debris. From now on, I have only my wits to serve me.
Okay.
This skeleton has fossilized. It must have been here for years. The only foe I could hope to beat with that is a serving of pudding, and even then only if it were lightly prepared.
Apparently, there's a way. Hi. There's the knife on the slab path. Broke. That's okay.
Poor devil, alcohol has killed him.
That's right.
Now it can't be used for anything. Now it can't be used for anything.
You're supposed to know that it's there, then I guess.
He liked his drink. Apparently too much. Ah, still some left. This drink twists a man's gut at least 95 degrees, and age has not improved it.
Well, Holmes, don't stick everything you find in your mouth. Dear God.
This should prove useful. This will do nicely as a ladder.
Where on earth are you stuff? A knife on the crane. Listen.
Sails, sails, and more sails. They might serve as rags. We shall see.
Behind the large boulder and examine the ramp made by the plane. Okay.
These beams undoubtedly came from some structure overhead. Maybe something interesting is there, but I can't make it out.
You walk up them.
Yes, there is something here. Now it can't be used for anything.
Oh, for crying out loud. Wait, that makes far more sense. Okay.
I must find a way to move this without breaking it. And there, it is done. There is a barrel up there. It must be well protected against the humidity and is worth a look. There is a barrel up there. There is a barrel up there. It must be well protected. There is a barrel up there.
Okay, Holmes, I get it. Here. Putting it in the. We're putting it in the
What
wrong
have we
place.
here? A powder keg. It has been sealed tight, so the powder inside may still be of use. I cannot take this. It's too heavy.
Okay, so now what do I need? The funnel?
I cannot take this. It's too heavy.
Equip the empty flask.
I cannot take this.
Fine. This
And
one.
there, it is done.
Okay. Where the heck retrieve the lantern?
I am still alive, but I have broken my lantern.
Okay.
Perhaps if I call out, Watson will hear me. Watson! Watson! The storm no doubt drowns out my calls, but I need a light and only Watson can help me. I need something like a speaking cone. Watson!
What? Is that the ghost?
Oh, for crap.
Watson! It's me, Holmes!
The ghost of Holmes? Whatever are you up to now?
Watson! Woohoo! Watson! Oh, good. Watson, here you are, at last.
It is definitely me, Holmes. Don't worry, I am here at my post and steady as a rock.
Rather hard of hearing lately. Sorry, my dear Watson. Would you happen to have some matches on you?
Well, yes. Take these.
Thank you, Watson. You've done all you can. Now go and find some shelter from this storm. I believe I'm on the right path now.
No bother at all, Holmes. I will be close by. Just call out, and I'm your man.
There's a good man. Where would I be without my Boswell?
Okay. Go back to this.
It is too dark in here. I must find a way to light this place.
Okay. here? Hold on. That's and take the shot. Pile. This pile? That one. Okay. Pile over here. Let's seem like it. Four, bridge.
It is too dark in here. I must find a way to light this place. The bomb is ready.
Oh, wow. Good, we have a bomb. That's useful. Oh. Nope. Nope. Still not right. So there's supposed to be a bomb. Where's the bomb? Not this up here. Let me switch to third-person perspective really quick. Let's take the right tunnel at the next fork, pick up a bone from the pile. Pile. Look at the map here real quick. Underground sea, distillery, smuggler's cave. First person perspective. So we come around here. That's what the map is showing me. Oh, here.
Unequivocally, alcohol has destroyed everything here. Some of these bones have fossilized over time. I could use them as torch handles. To fall into this crevice would mean certain death.
Okay. Hope that was a wise decision, Holmes. Not. Okay. Examine the machine. Examine the ring puzzle. Joy. So that moves 2. Interesting. Turn the rings. The center ring alone. Okay. This needs to go like this. That needs to go like that. That needs to go like that. Oh, that's a no then. One. No. Let me leave it, come back to it. That should reset it. Okay. Leave the center ring alone. Turn the next ring out twice. 1, 2. Turn out 2 times, then press the string from the center 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Press the button. And the string twice. 1, 2.
This isn't right. Perhaps if I begin again.
Okay. This one. Hold on. Move center ring alone. Turn the next ring out twice. 1, 2. Press button. One out from that. 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Let me hit that again. No. Oh, I think I understand it now. Hold on. Hmm. It's not right then. Well, let me figure this out and then we'll resume. Okay, so the issue was the order that I was pressing the rings in. So I was misreading my walkthrough. So the center ring we were supposed to leave alone. The next inner ring, the one next to it, so this one, I was supposed to turn that twice and then press the button. What I then misunderstood was I was supposed to go to the outmost ring and turn that 3 times, then press the button, then do the ring in between that one and that one. So this next inner one, and do that twice.
The most vulnerable part of this device is clearly this old rusted padlock. This should prove useful. I need something. I need something. I need something.
Let's see. Right.
And there, it is done. And there, it is done.
Okay. Going to go ahead and save. And if that's where it came. We want to go, okay.
This well must empty directly into an underground river.
Okay. Drop a lit torch in each. Great.
I can't do this. Nothing. I can't do this.
Right, only one at a time. Did that one.
This well must empty directly into an underground river. Yes, there is something here. To fall into this crevice would mean certain death.
Okay. Leather belt on the rock. It's really long belt.
a person with a wooden leg should open this door.
Person with a door.
Only a person with a wooden leg should open this door. The treasure was poorly concealed after all. Why, even a child could have found it. Now we must move on to more serious concerns. Could this be a way back to the lighthouse?
Really, Holmes. A child could have found it. A child would have found it. No. Call for once.
The treasure was a truly magnificent piece, and in such good condition.
Anything else we're supposed to take? Anything? I guess back to the cave. Here? Doesn't seem right. Hold on. This? All opposites. This, okay.
I cannot leap across, as it is too far. Watson, where is my Boswell when I need him? Watson! Watson!
Here am I, Holmes! Did you find a way to reach the lighthouse?
Not yet, but I'm working on it. I need your help. Could you recover the mast of one of these shipwrecked boats and throw it through the fissure?
A mast, you say? Throw it through the fissure? I will do what I can, Holmes.
Hurry, Watson!
Wreckage bin. 3. Not that one. Alright, well, I am coming to the sneaking suspicion that this is not, in fact, where I'm supposed to get map. Let's see. Cabin. Hidden rock. Geyser. Cross. Here we go. Yeah. There's here. Or maybe not. And then another red cross. Okay. Well, that was loud. Here we go. And we can keep the sword equipped. That just seems like an intelligent thing to do. Climb up.
This light must come from inside the lighthouse. What is that ungodly stench? No time for speculation. I must lift this stone. Oh my God.
Oh, that's disgusting on so many levels. Okay. Walk to the barred door and let Watson in. I really don't want to move through that, but fine.
These lamps produce a lethal smoke. We must stop these fires, and quickly. A bucket and some water. Hurry, Watson.
I am very happy that... Oh, my God! What sort of madman could...
If we are to find out, we must find a way to reach the top of the lighthouse.
You need a bucket and water, so... Outside... Kevin.
Indeed! Barrels of fresh water!
The bucket inside and not here. Bucket.
I shall take this. I must
Water.
return to the lighthouse, and quickly.
Oh, for crying out loud. The map is quicker.
Bravo, Holmes!
How clever you are, Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson. You discovered our trail and found this fool Arneson. Ah, my dear Arneson, please tell me, how is Hand and all that goes on in his head? I am Ashmat, true believer of the great old ones. Tremble, fools! I will fill you with lead and then stuff you with octopus.
Very interesting.
Circle around and see a lever on the wall. Around to the left, see a lever on the wall by the stair.
Bravo, Holmes! Bravo, Holmes!
Don't want to get shot, so.
Nothing.
Hurry up, Holmes!
How on earth am I supposed to get over? Oh.
Bravo, Holmes!
Okay, pullover.
Take caution. He is most certainly waiting for us upstairs. I will try to lure him into range, and this time take aim at his head.
Holmes, but I have no more bullets.
Then fate is against us, Watson, unless, if his belief is his strength, perhaps it is also his weakness.
Okay. So we're supposed to look at this image. It's important for later. Top of the stairs.
Here's the place. Now, to find some blood and draw the sign of the great old ones.
Oh, full of blood. Okay, so we need to use the symbols here to look like a pentagram, like the image from down below, like a pentagram with an eye in the center. Oh joy. Okay. This one. This one. This one. This one.
And there, it is done.
Okay. We equip the board. Climb like the stairs.
Gnarth cwrdd holym silwrstigech subala ho.
Okay. A bar in our inventory. Where's that? This.
Your friend will have a hard time, and you too, my friend. Go on, kill me. You're too late. Nothing will stop the master from finishing his work.
And why is that?
The door is locked with a padlock, and as long as my friend's alive, you'll never have that key. He surely crushed your pathetic friend. Believe me, he's a better man in a fight than me.
Cease your prattle. Where is the key?
Here comes my friend.
Where is the key? Listen, you fool. What is the good of this great event if you lose your head and hands to a sword?
You're right, my dear. Anyway, you'll never get that key so long as my friend's alive. He has it deep and safe in his own... Oh, oh, oh!
Holmes, I am in time.
As always, Watson, as always.
I was quite fortunate. The fall broke the neck of my attacker, but I got off lightly, just some bruises.
I am happy to see you safe and sound. Now, we must reach the top of the lighthouse.
Once you have killed the security guard, quickly turn off the lighthouse so that the master's light replaces it. Otherwise, the dream will not be fulfilled. Rochester. P.S. I shall join you in a few days.
The door is securely fastened and with a formidable lock. The man over there, or rather down there, he told me that while this Hindi was alive, I couldn't have the key. Now, where could he have hidden it?
In his stomach? I can't believe this is the right answer, but apparently it is.
You do not think that he could have...
Yes, Watson, you once again grasped the obvious. He must have swallowed the key. I will have to...
No, Holmes. I am the doctor here, and we have little time. Sword?
Well, that's disgusting.
I need something.
To the top. Okay.
Watson!
Holmes, at last here you are. Our informants did not lie. You are a most resourceful and cunning man. And you will have your reward, for you will be in the first box, waiting his return. He is near. Can't you hear him? Can't you feel his breath? Leave them.
It is time to stop this madness, Lord Rochester. All those people sacrificed for nothing.
Flesh. Nothing but soft flesh.
Think of your mother. She never gave up. She always loved you, always searched for you.
A soft-fleshed creature with no more value than dust. My true mother is the deep blue abyss where my master awaits. He summons me to join the light of abyss. Join us, Holmes, and you will be part of the dream. Sing with me now. Sing!
Do something, Holmes. I won't be able to keep them back for much longer. And, my God, the sea is rising. Holmes, make haste or we are lost.
Stand firm, Watson. There may be a way. The light! I found it, Watson! Light dispels darkness! I must fire up the lighthouse!
Okay, so...
Hold fast, Watson! I must continue searching or all is lost!
Okay, so... Pick up the empty bottle. And the metal. And I take the blue bottle.
Hold fast, Watson! I must continue searching or all is lost!
Bravo, Holmes.
Ah, no! Cast out this light! Continue the ceremony! Sing! We must sing!
You will never reach the end of your song, Rochester. Take heed as your choir is leaving. Come with me. This place is dangerous.
You don't understand, Holmes. He is here. He has come.
Rochester!
I called you. You came. Take me. I belong to you. The world is yours. Oh, great.
A singular destiny was the fate of young Lord Rochester. Those who saved him from drowning in those dark waters off the Indian coast served only to cast him into the true abyss, that of madness, a brilliant young man of noble blood whose intelligence was perverted to the service of appalling ancient rites. What did he see or envision that transformed him into such a beast? To bring all those wretched souls to the slaughterhouse like so many sheep, then assemble a confederacy of criminals and psychopaths like the sinister Dr. Gyjax, who used the sale of precious stones to ensure only the purest and most robust racial specimens were obtained for his purposes. Such men who would survive not only a long voyage imprisoned in the depths of a ship's hold, but the torture and drugs intended to hammer into their brains a sordid litany from the end of ages. Monster and genius, one and the same. Next was the discreet placement of his men in cities ideally located to secure representatives of every nation on Earth. Blacks and Chinese gathered in the Americas, the people of Oceania and Asia in London, Eastern and Central Europeans gathered in Switzerland. Their delivery timed to the exact moment and place dictated by ancient rites and a precise stellar alignment. Finally, to find the only building perched over the water, where the builder had the convenient caprice to install Egyptian statues, and then to eliminate the lone occupant, taking their place by posing as their nephew and traditional heir to the post. Did genius create the evil, or evil the genius?
You are awake, Holmes?
Your moans got the better of my sleep, Watson. I assume you had the nightmare again?
Indeed, Holmes. And this time the memories of that dreadful adventure were so vivid and real. Everything came back to me as if it were happening again.
All the better, Watson. It is because you had begun to forget. The best therapy would have been for you to write on the subject, but what we saw and endured must never be revealed.
True, Holmes. We have never even spoken on it. But do you believe that had we failed, if we had not arrived in time, if this strange ritual had seen its end?
Who knows, Watson? Who knows? But you speak of the past. What troubles me more is the future.
Whatever do you mean?
We eliminated, or have every reason to think so, a formidable threat to our society. But by doing so, we resurrected another, a hidden danger, one laden with hate and moved by vengeance, a ticking bomb, waiting, and a danger wearing a face I know far too well.
Moriarty. Because Moriarty was at the asylum back in part 1 of this. Yeah, that's not good. I don't think he shows up in the next one. I don't think so. I've played through Nemesis, and we will do that next. So yeah, I think this one took a little over 6.5 hours to play, and of course, granted, I was using a walkthrough to make sure that I could guide myself through this in a timely manner. So it's not like I just ran on through all the puzzles myself. Although this one is not as difficult as the previous one as far as puzzles go. This one really just requires you to pay attention and to maybe look a few things up on the internet. Other than that, by and large, the puzzles they're not that hard. That will change in some of the upcoming ones, I believe. The puzzles will grow a bit more difficult. Still pretty intermediate level. You should be able to get through most of them. I can say that the Nancy Drew games by Her Interactive are much, much harder. Those actually do have difficulty settings because they are harder. So all in all, I would say this is a solid little game. There are a few things with the writing that I don't care for, but by and large, it's a good game. And granted, this is the remastered version. This is not the remake. The remake was just done this year. I can't speak to how well that turned out. I have not played it yet. I don't know when I'll get around to playing it. Probably much later. But yeah, we will move on to Nemesis in the next installment of this series. I hope you have enjoyed this game as much as I have enjoyed playing it. And if you want to check out any of these games by Frogware, they are all on Epic and on Steam. Steam just ran a big sale on them around the time that I made this video, but I don't think that's going on anymore. But still, the older games especially tend to run pretty cheap on Steam whenever Steam does sales. So definitely check it out, put it on a wish list. They're good, solid games. I hope everybody has a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening wherever they are in the world, and that you come join us next time for Nemesis. Until then, bye everyone.